This is a story about Queen Esther, a Jewish girl who lived long, long ago. God used Esther and her cousin Mordecai to turn the heart of the mean King Xerxes toward the Jews who were living under his reign.
Okay, Sammy, this is your
Once
chance.
upon a time, many, many years ago, in a land called Persia, there was a harsh and proud king named Xerxes.
Sammy. This is where your one time to be mean.
Oh, I will be a dinosaur.
You're gonna be a dinosaur? All right.
His kingdom stretched from India to Africa. One day he decided to throw a huge party to show off his vast kingdom to all the people. He served all of the best foods, like pizza and hot dogs, and ice cream and cookies. There was plenty to drink, and the best entertainment from all around the world. But Xerxes was not happy because his queen, Vashti, didn't want to come to the party. She disobeyed a direct command of the king.
Put your hands on your hips, Sammy. There you go. There you go.
It made him so sad. Well, actually mad. He decided he would look for a new queen. So all across the land, young ladies came to the king's castle to present themselves, hoping the king would select her to be his next queen of Persia.
Like this, come on. All young ladies, come to the castle.
During that time, there was a man named Mordecai, a loyal servant of the king who worked at the king's palace gate. When Esther was a little girl, her parents died, so Mordecai raised her as his own daughter, because he was heroic. Esther's family members were among the Jews living in Persia just after the time of Daniel and his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You might remember them from the story of the fiery furnace. Mordecai's job was to stand guard at the gate to be sure nobody harms the king. On one occasion, he stopped some bad people from hurting the king. But the king never even thanked Mordecai for his courageous heroics.
Hey, you bad guys, get out of here. Go on, beat it, scram, make haste, hit the road, Jack, and don't come back now. Here.
Mordecai didn't mind though, because he was just doing his job. When Esther grew up, she became an extremely beautiful girl. But more importantly, she had a very sweet and quiet spirit that made her very attractive. Mordecai had heard about King Xerxes' contest to see who would be his next queen. So he asked Esther to go apply for the job and see if maybe she would be picked as the next queen. It couldn't hurt to try, so he took her to the palace to get all dressed up nice and pretty. Now the Jewish people were not treated very kindly in this foreign land, and Mordecai hoped that maybe if Esther, being a Jew, was the queen, then just maybe his people would be treated much better. In fact, one of King Xerxes' top advisors did not like Mordecai at all. This man's name was Haman. Dun, dun, dun.
What was this man's name?
Haman. His name was Haman.
Haman!
Dun dun dun.
Haman was very mean and ugly, and demanded that Mordecai bow down to him to give him honor and respect, even worship him. Mordecai would not bow down though, because he knew that only God should be worshipped. This made Haman so angry, he started to make plans on how he would get back at Mordecai. This argument between Haman and Mordecai went on for quite some time. Meanwhile, Esther had taken 6 months to get ready to see the king. Boy, talk about a long time in front of the mirror. Finally,
Say that line again, Christopher. Nobody heard it.
just because it says allow for laughter doesn't mean that they're going to laugh.
I want to hear laughter.
Anyway, finally, Esther's time had come to be presented before King Xerxes to see if he liked her enough to become the next queen. Re-enter Maria.
Wow. That's a pretty queen.
the king saw Esther, he said,
Stand up, Sammy. What do you say?
hold that thought.
Okay, try that again,
King
Sammy.
said, wow, you are even more beautiful than Vashti was. Will you please be my new queen? So King Xerxes put a beautiful crown on Esther's head.
You have to sit down for it. There we go. That's Esther.
And she became the new queen of Persia. Just like that. No long engagement or messing with photographers or guest lists. Now the king wanted to make sure that Esther didn't behave poorly like the previous queen Vashti did. So he took the time to carefully explain a few of the court rules. Rule number 1. When I call for you, you must stop doing what you're doing and come to me right away, without complaining. Rule number 2. You cannot bother me unless I call for you. If you do, I might have to discipline you. And believe me, you don't want that to happen. Rule number 3. Make sure you always obey rules number 1 and number 2. So after the wedding, the king and queen went into their castle to play Legos and travel bingo and watch VeggieTales videos.
Hold your hands. Hold your hands. Go on.
Now it came time, one day, that as Haman passed by the castle gate, he saw Mordecai and harassed him, commanding that he bow down and respect him.
You bow down to me right now! I bow down to no one but the Lord my God. I said bow down to me right now! I said bow down to me right now! I'm serious! You better bow down!
When Mordecai refused, Haman became angry again. This time he was so angry, he went and told a lie about Mordecai and his family to King Xerxes.
We need the king.
King is supposed to be out.
Turn your VeggieTales on.
King Xerxes, we've got to talk. We've got to talk now.
It's you, Bill, and I'm okay?
Whatever it wasn't in the script.
Babe, okay, she said yes! He said, Wait a sec, I heard the separate. Wait a yes, so I get to it.
Wait a minute. Haman's your friend. Haman's your friend. So improvising there. Go ahead, Christopher.
Even though they fought, Haman convinced the king that Mordecai was a threat to his kingdom, and Xerxes gave Haman permission to hurt Mordecai's entire family. A date was set and the king signed the order. This most certainly spelled bad news for Mordecai and all of the Jews.
Okay, very close.
Mordecai was frightened, and he prayed to God for help.
Mordecai, you're afraid.
He didn't want all of his people to be hurt. Then God reminded him that Esther was now the queen. Maybe Esther could ask the king to help him. Maybe God allowed Esther to be queen for this very reason, so she could ask the king for help. So Mordecai asked Queen Esther to be brave and courageous, and to go to the king, knowing this would be dangerous, because to do so meant to disobey rule number 2. Would the king be mad at her? Would he discipline her? She prayed to God for the courage to do the right thing, and faced the king to ask for his help. After praying for 3 days, God gave Esther a great idea, and the courage to trust God and face the harsh, mean King Xerxes. So she took a deep breath and knocked at the castle door. When Xerxes saw the beautiful Queen Esther standing in his doorway, he said, "What do you think you're doing, coming in here and... Oh, my queenie poo, it's just you. Come on in here and tell me what's on your mind. Anything you want. Me, up to half my labors." "Well, if you don't mind," she said, "I was kind of thinking maybe could come to a tea party. Yeah, a tea party. Just for you and me, tomorrow night. And can you bring Haman too?" "Well, sure thing. We'll be there. Then you can ask me whatever you want. Okie dokie?" That night, King Xerxes had a really hard time getting to sleep. He decided to call for the court musician to come and help put him to sleep.
Yes.
All right.
Don't get angry, King, 'cause I know it stinks. 'Cause you're tired and stressed, you need some rest, and you can't sleep. Tylenol PM might fail you, don't let your patience cry. It's not that bad, it could be worse, at least you're not an insomniac. Do you remember that one time when those guys were gonna try to kill you? And then Mordecai found out and stopped their plan. He saved your life, it's true. So count your blessings, King. At least you are alive. 'Cause Mordecai has saved your life. And you have a really hot wife. So sleep, King.
That was quick.
Do not stop counting your sheep until you fall asleep. Now sleep, King. Sleep, King. Remove your crown, lay your head down. Don't stop counting the sheep until you fall asleep.
After that great serenade, the king slept like a baby. The next day, King Xerxes decided he wanted to do something nice to honor Mordecai because he saved his life. Xerxes was a powerful king, but he wasn't very creative, so he needed help thinking through how to honor Mordecai. He called for his top advisor, the mean and terrible and ugly Haman.
Dun dun dun.
Xerxes was Xerxes was kind of tricky, so he asked Haman what would be the best way to honor someone the king liked. There's a lot of props. So Haman suggested that the king threw a big parade with lots of balloons and animals and music. And to have this person, the king liked, sit on a tall horse in the middle of the parade. Then Haman got even more creative and suggested the king appoint one of his top men
Sammy.
to walk next to the horse, shouting, "This is how the king likes to treat people, and he's happy."
Sammy, it's not how he likes to treat people. Sammy, I'm going to take the scepter away from you if you hit him again with it, okay?
Well,
Ooh, I'm more
you
powerful
can
than
just
the king.
imagine what Haman felt like when King Xerxes told him.
Daddy.
"Great idea, Haman," the king said. "You do all of that for the guard at the castle gate named Mordecai. And you be the one to walk beside him and shout to everyone in the kingdom that this is how the king likes to honor people he's happy with. And when you get back, we can go together to have dinner with my queen, Esther." Well, Haman returned from the parade, and he and Xerxes